Looking good. Right. Cheers to you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming. Actually doing it in person this time as opposed to the last time being a little bit remote.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience sitting in my bedroom recording myself on my phone.
I know, it's got to be done. Oh, speaking of which.
Oh, my USB stick.
Yeah, there you are. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's for you. I just got to figure out a way to put it all together now, so it's like going to be the weird sort of split screen effect. I need to get it done. Yeah. All right, talk to me about this idea. What were you talking about?
Yeah, so I was looking around just because I was interested in whether it was a thing of sort of like survival courses. So there's like, obviously sounds like it's something that's definitely a thing, but there's some like Bear Grylls ones in. I don't know if they're just in Scotland or I think they might be all around the UK, but there's sort of different length courses that range from sort of 2 days to 5 days.
Yeah.
And it's like a group of 5 of you, and you have to go and survive in the Scottish Highlands for sort of like however long, and you get to keep like little bits and after the whole thing's over. But I was thinking that, but kind of crossed over with people who are sort of real experts, and they're like sort of military trained, and they have to come and try and find you while you're trying to avoid them going around like Scottish Highlands or
no, I feel that, yeah.
And like I don't know, maybe you could have like a medium, hard, easy level.
When you said medium, I thought about like a sidekick along for the journey. He's
in the
over
bushes.
There. Actually, wait, hang on. Just read the tea leaves. He's there.
I don't know. It was a sort of very, very beginnings of an idea, but I feel like it could be like it's just they've got like I don't know, some form of laser rifle, and you like the only sort of technology you have on you is some form of like, receptive vest that can sort of tell if somebody shot you or something.
So what? Because the only one that's immediately springing to mind when I hear this is that I can't remember what it's called. It's that TV show Hunted.
The name rings a bell, but I wouldn't be able to put it.
They basically get they do a similar thing where they get, I think it's just like a bunch of celebrities or whatever, and then they say, right, you've got 24 hours and you just got to get as far away from us. You basically we just can't catch you, kind of thing. Okay. And then they have like a TV crew like following these. I don't know if it's like investigators or just the hosts. They try and find these. They try and find where they've gone. Okay. So you have like a camera crew following the. I don't know if it's a camera crew or whether it's just like cameras on their person for the people who are
like
running away.
Cams,
that sort of thing. So they're running away.
So so like that, but for the masses, I guess.
So it'd be like a Tough Mudder or something. So as in the fact that you'd sign up for it, it would be in this enclosed forest area or whatever, or like this empty building or something like shit.
I'm thinking like pretty sort of I guess sort of like Hunger Games map style.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Like
that would be cool.
But so fair, like pretty massive expanse of land that you could really get lost in. But
I think a twist to it would be, maybe not even a twist, I'd say take away the ex-military have to find you. Okay. You just have 2 separate teams of hunt or be hunted.
Okay, so pitch people against their friends.
All amateur, yeah. That's very Hunger Games. That's actually more Lord of the Flies, actually.
You could do, yeah.
But that could work. That could work as a business.
And then you could do like every day or something. Like it's a 4-day long thing, and like every day it switches, and you're hunting. The hunters become the hunted, and
I like that.
And then it gives everyone a fair chance.
Yeah, I like that.
But also stops you from. You might get yourself into a really good position to get someone, but it might be a really bad position to be in if you're being hunted.
Before you said that was going to be my criticism of it. Would be like if you kept them just in their roles, it'd be like the Stanford prison experiment, in the fact that people would just abuse their power and their role over it. Yeah. No, I like that. It's a good idea. It's a very good idea.
Some thought, but that was the sort of very beginnings of.
They could definitely do it. What sort of size teams do you reckon? So let's start with the setting. So we're setting in. You said Scotland, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Highlands, like.
What sort of area?
So maybe like the Cairngorms or something.
What sort of area are we talking? Let's say in kilometres.
When I drove it before, it's about 100 miles across. So that's probably a bit too big. So maybe a section of the Cairngorms. I don't know, maybe 25k by 25k. The size of Singapore.
Is that how big it is?
It's like 40 by 60 kilometres. Oh
shit!
Silly.
I've been, but I don't remember it being.
It's tiny, but it takes you ages to get from one side to the other.
It's so congested, isn't it? Yeah. It's very clean though. I didn't thoroughly enjoy being there. It was lovely.
It's because it's illegal not to be.
Yeah, I know. It's a good way to be, you know. What's the penalty for littering?
I'm not sure the penalty for littering, but the penalty for chewing gum is something like $1,000 or something stupid.
Okay, that's fair enough. As someone who doesn't drink, someone who doesn't chew gum, that's not a problem for me.
Yeah,
that's a fair incentive. All right, cool. So we're saying, let's just host it on Singapore. There we go.
Just clear Singapore for 4 days.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, no, more than a week, because if we're going to give them each 4 days, doing each either way.
Yeah. Oh,
go on.
That was close.
That was good. I came through on the monitors. That was good.
Yeah.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
I realised I've been an idiot. I could have put the camera, because the tripod goes higher than that, I could have then just tilted the camera down.
From where? From there?
So from the tripod itself, I could have extended the legs, it goes higher, and then at the top the camera's on the hinge, so I could just tilt it down. Because the reason I put it lower is that I couldn't get...
Could be a...
just top of my head.
Could be a fun mid-podcast...
What, changeover?
Changer.
Yeah, it would be a bit shit for the... shit for the people watching, and they'd lose me, because I'd be off over there. They just hear me, they're like... Yeah, so I wanted, how big we say the assignment was again? How big? Just be like that, you know. Yeah, well, we'll do it next time. We probably should introduce it. So, yeah, so you're listening to Harping On. This would be episode 24. I want to say this will be. Yeah, 24. A new setting for me. So we just you have to bear with us with the camera things. As I've just said, as I've just professed, I probably could do it at a greater height than that, but we'll figure it out. But anyway, back to the important thing. So, looking at 25 by 25, cool. What's that like as a rough... How's big Reading? How big is Reading? Like 6 miles by 6 or something?
You're asking someone with the worst sense of direction on planet Earth.
I couldn't tell you, direction. I'm good at direction, but I'm terrible for just visualising space.
There's something like 300,000 people in Reading.
Yeah, it doesn't help with space.
Doesn't help me, does it?
Yeah. I didn't ask for gross pop. I was asking for space it covers. Yeah, whatever.
Something fairly big.
Something fairly big. Okay.
Yeah.
So we promise we will be more prepared than this, because the Isle of Wight isn't that big.
Ooh, yeah, you do it on the Isle of Wight.
Good on the Isle of Wight.
Yeah.
You'd want something that'd be a lot of. Are we giving them any tools?
You could do. I like the idea because it's in the sort of open expanse. You're sort of potentially out of dense air spaces, and you could have things that come along and parachute boxes out of the back.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
And
drones.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
And then you can, if people see it, they can go and find tools and whatever.
So would you say we do it like that, or there's these hidden stashes elsewhere?
Or both. I don't know.
Could do both.
Yeah.
I'd probably say the air one's probably a better one, because if we're doing it that big an area, it's going to be the chances of, unless you make the stashes really obvious, then people go like, oh, there's a big tree, let's go look at that kind of thing.
I'd prefer maybe give people a couple of starting tools, and then have them be able to find stashes, but the stashes don't have tools in them. They've got the things that they can make tools with.
Got you.
So they can make whatever they like. But I don't know what format they'll come in, but that could be an interesting way to go around it.
Well, unless you do it like those shows where it's you're on a desert island, you can only take however many items.
Oh yeah.
See, now I like the air dropping stuff in. So you get to take one thing with you, and then we will drop things throughout the days. So we'll do a couple a day kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the other idea is someone would probably forget to bring a toothbrush, and then no one would go near them anyway.
Okay, and so the boxes, the supply drops can be different colours as well. So one would be tools, one would be food. Yeah, one would be medical supplies if you need anything.
Yeah, so obviously you can't go around injuring your friends. So how would you simulate injury? And
paintball
repair time.
Paintball's a good one.
Yeah,
paintball would be good.
It should impede someone for X amount of time if it's not a fatal wound. And,
web gun, net gun. What am I saying? Web like Spider-Man. Net gun.
They have their legs tied together for the next 7 hours.
Yeah, no, net gun.
I like it.
I mean, you'd have like one shot per gun, but you know.
Mm. But well, I feel like you get more interesting stuff if you force people to be inventive when they use
net gun.
Net gun.
Yeah, that'd be because immediately in my head I was thinking, can you take like a knife with you? But I'm thinking like for like just for building shit or cutting shit. But I'm like no, because then they could hurt each other with that.
Well, I mean, I think you would have to probably have a precursor that says don't stab your friends.
Yeah, I'm thinking this like a movie as opposed to like a outdoor adventure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they could take a knife. Yeah.
No.
It would have to be in an enclosed area, so like fenced off, so people don't wander onto it, and equally so that if someone was to hurt someone else, they couldn't run away.
Well, if you've got some sort of system for telling people that that they've been, I don't know, shot or something, I don't know. That's probably not. That's going back to the sort of original idea. But if you have you could have some sort of GPS tracker that says like, you're leaving the area, you die if you stay out of here for longer than a minute.
Just fence it off.
Yeah, or fence it off.
I just want people like stumbling onto it because they kind of ruin the.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
if you do it,
murder a random passerby.
This
probably wouldn't be too good.
Well, this could easily be a. Depends on what to do it because you can either make this a real thing in real life, or this could be an amazing book / TV series. So, or like a horror film. So it'd be like it's something for an outdoor excursion gone wrong kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it's a very good idea either way. Where we do with it,
they end up in sort of two groups of people who have sort of got differing views or something, and then end up having to battle each other on this island. And
then there could be traitors, betrayal, turncoats.
I like it.
Could work.
You could have like sort of pre-stocked cabins that they sort of stumble across.
But they would be they wouldn't be. There'd be a few. There'd be like an obvious cabin, and then there'd be a couple of obvious ones. Yeah. No, that would be the case actually. I think there'd have to be, because if we limit, it
could be like some explorer's cabin. The explorer died like years and years ago, but the cabin's there and it's got like loads of tins of food that are still good and firewood.
See, I'm thinking of it.
Ways you could go with it.
I'm thinking of it under the. I'm confusing myself in the fact that it's like hunt versus hunted. I'm thinking of it's a case of just being two different teams, because I was thinking they both have these two pre-established cabins. You both know they're there, but then there's other ones that you've got to find hidden around the map. But probably
like capture the flag. Whoever gets the most cabins. If you get past like there are like 8 cabins or something, you each start out with 1. If you get over 5, then.
It's becoming a different thing though, so we're taking away from hunter and hunting.
Let's capture the cabin.
Yeah.
Less interesting.
Yeah. That's just like an aspect of I'm a celebrity kind of thing, because you want to have like that kind of thing. Yeah. That environment's quite cool, but not that exact one because you don't want to be poisoned while you're out there. Yeah. What's the natural like predators like up in Scotland? Got any bears?
I think they have bears. Don't think stomach's making weird noises.
You okay there, mate?
Yeah. I imagine once upon a time wolves, but no indigenous wolves to the UK anymore. So.
Not anymore. Okay.
Maybe birds of prey, a couple of eagles.
Yeah, to make sure it doesn't come and peck your eyes out. Well, thinking of parameters, we need to change something. Maybe the duration we need to change. Let's drill it back.
Longer or shorter?
Maybe shorter. Let's drill it back. So it's hunt, 2 teams, hunting and the hunted. You do it for a certain amount of time, and then you switch to the other way. You've got to evade capture for that amount of time.
What if you could?
Are we doing capture or are we doing like shot with a paintball or something?
Well, the way you said it there made me think. What if you could convert people to be on your team if you capture them in some sort of way? Okay. With your web gun.
Or even just if you had the or if you had a paintball or laser tag, if the laser tag hit the pads will change colour. Or paintball, obviously you'd have that colour on, yeah.
Yeah. And maybe like it just changes them for X amount of time.
For what purpose? For time?
as in like you can turn teammates against people against their teammates for like X amount of time. So they've got like an extra worry for 20 minutes that they've got to run away from Dave because he's feral.
But then couldn't that team who captured Dave, when the 20 minutes runs up, they just shoot him again?
I guess maybe there'd have to be some kind of like time limit. Like you're not allowed to shoot him like twice. Yeah, he's got time to get away again afterwards.
Yeah, I think if you're going to convert them, you'd have to keep them on that team, because then that becomes, you want to convert people to your team, then that diminishes the other ones.
I guess that could be the way you win.
Yeah, so then after you swap, it'd be you then tally up, say, all right, who managed to convert? Did you manage to do the whole team, or was it 2 or 3 or whatever?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we could do it that way. Or you're saying there was teams of 5, was it?
I don't know, that was my sort of initial thought.
Yeah. Because immediately the fun idea I'm thinking of, way I'd do it, is you'd actually capture them and then take them back to your base and like keep them keep them in the base.
Tie them up in a base.
Yeah, but obviously that just you're more likely to get injury from that.
Yeah.
Because people just like manhandling each other, they could use excessive force.
I don't know. Yeah. It's a sort of whole world of things you could explore.
Yeah, well, you got to look at the fun aspect of it, and then someone's got to come in and review it and go like, "Yeah, health and safety is not going to sign off on this." Be like, net guns? You want what?
Got him throwing boulders at his friends.
Yeah, we do. We bury them in there up to the neck and throw styrofoam rocks at their head.
To the cameras, it looks all real.
Oh, sorry, that's a really bad joke. Sorry. Oh man, that's definitely in bad taste. Whew.
You could give people body cams, and they get to take away the footage afterwards. I mean, like obviously it'd be sort of maybe you have to edit it together into something interesting. Otherwise, it's going to be just sort of
it should be
mostly
boring,
just
jerky movements. Yeah. Have you seen the film Hardcore Henry yet?
No.
Oh mate,
no, I've not. You know me and films.
Yeah, but it's got your name on it, and like you shouldn't. If there was a name that had, if there was a film which had Matt in it, I'd watch it multiple times.
Hardcore Henry. All right. Give me the lowdown of the film again.
So it's you wake up in this. It's a film shot in first person, and it's entirely like a first person shoot a video game.
Mm-hmm.
So you wake up somewhere, you don't know what's going on. There's this like female doctor who's like, "Hi, I'm your wife. This has happened. Whatever. You were in an accident, but they've like." It's in the future. They're like rebuilt you or something, so you've got, but they haven't fixed your vocal cords yet, so you can't speak at all.
Okay.
And it's basically about someone then kidnaps your wife in the film, and this guy's helping you, and you've got to try and get her back. But everything is first person, and because you're like part cyborg, you're like in like this like Zeppelin. And then, like, you parachute out of the Zeppelin. So it's like you're parachuting out. I think it's still on Netflix. I'll check.
It'd be a weird one to watch first person, like with some goggles.
No, yeah. If you watch the film in VR, holy shit, it's so awesome though. But like, you're like fighting people, you're shooting guns, you're driving cars, you're jumping out of windows, you're ziplining. It is so much fun. You're parachuting out of planes, jumping off buildings.
Okay.
Let me hang on. Sorry, everyone. I'm just going to check if it is still on Netflix. I'm sure it is. Does it still stay? Yeah, I can actually check. Here we go. You should definitely watch it.
I'm always I always get into like the mood to watch a film in the evening, and then I look at the time, and it's sort of a little bit too late.
We're saying you do or you don't.
I do want to watch one.
Yeah.
Always need my beauty sleep.
What the hell is this thing doing? Whatever, it's being annoying.
I've got Netflix on my phone. I can have a quick look.
Yeah, have a look at it there. It's going to be a lot of fun for people. Trust me, it's worth it. Hardcore Henry. For those who are just listening, if you haven't or watching as well, anyone who hasn't seen Hardcore Henry, watch it. It's amazing. And you'll realise it's called Hardcore for a damn good reason.
I mean, the first it's not on Netflix. The first thing it brought up was a series called Hot Girls Wanted. So I don't think that's it.
No. Well, we don't need to hear about your viewing history, Henry.
That's a search history. Now.
Yes, now, yeah. Was that your search, or were you just replying to an ad?
Well, I have an iPhone that I'm using at work at the moment, and it refuses not to correct my name to Hot Ron.
Why?
Because my email is H Penton, but for some reason that comes out as either Hot Ron or Honey Penton.
Honey. Honey or
no,
Horny?
Horny Penton.
Horny Penton.
Horny Penton or Hot Ron.
Hot Ron's great.
I like Hot
I'm
Ron.
going to change your name to that on my phone.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Hot Ron. Okay. Like, who the hell's Hot?
You're gonna forget.
I'm going to forget. Who's Hot Ron? Hot Ron. That's fucking awesome. I like that. Oh, goddamn.
It's a sidekick of Hardcore Henry.
Cool work. You really should watch it because I've seen loads of films that have been from a first person perspective, like Cloverfield, Paranormal Activity, what's the Chronicle. Like some of them have been good, some of them have been shit. Like Cloverfield, I hated. I thought that was a terrible film.
My friends do like a film night every Thursday, and sometimes I join them, sometimes I don't. And Cloverfield was one of the films. So if you're telling me it's bad, then I'm not too miffed that I missed it.
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Okay, what's scarier to you? It's basically a monster film. What's scarier to you? One giant monster or loads of little ones?
Loads of little ones.
Thank you. Exactly. Yeah.
You can't fight them all off at once.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
What's scarier, one duck-sized horse or 100 horse-sized ducks? It's 100 horse-sized ducks.
That reminds me of the joke of I'm not saying it on this. I'm not saying it on this. Anyway, it's a similar variation on that. What's worse than finding? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. We've. You know, I was talking to my dad earlier about it today. You know, when we went through that whole era of just telling ourselves horrific anti-jokes.
Mm.
Yeah, it's one of them.
I remember sitting on sofas until like sort of horrendous times of the morning, just telling anti-jokes at house parties.
Jesus.
Just sort of cringe-worthy teenager stuff.
At the time, you are just dying laughing because it's just so outrageous.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I can't. I don't know
if you can say any of them.
I can't do it on this. I can't because I know if I say it, I'm gonna laugh, and it just shouldn't be laughing at it.
Turn into a Ricky Gervais podcast.
My laugh isn't that high pitched.
I meant more because of the content.
All right, yeah. It depends which one. Are you talking about the Carl Pilkington podcast or what?
Oh, any of them. I don't know. He's pretty outrageous in all of them.
He's great. The Carl Pilkington ones are great.
Yeah.
That's the
XFM ones.
Yeah, well, I found XFM about a year ago.
Yeah. But
Dad had one which was recorded after XFM, and so Carl was their producer, Steve and Ricky, and they basically went, we need to sit down with this guy so the whole world can hear what he's like, and it's like a 4-hour long. It came in like this flipbook CD thing. It's like a 4-hour total thing of them just chatting shit to him for ages, and it's
reading his diary.
Oh my god, his diary is amazing. And it would just be, I mean, we'd used to go to judo every Saturday, and we'd just be howling laughing to this thing on the way there every time. It was so damn funny. It was so good.
He's a good laugh.
He's awesome. He's just too funny. There's nothing you can say against that guy. Well, I'm sure people can say stuff against him, but he is bloody funny. Yeah. But it's funny, that sort of thing. I didn't realise that was other than as in they referenced it in the show. But it's funny looking back that you know, was kind of like the precursor to all this. Like he did that, and people were like, "Cool, nice idea." And then probably a few people were like, "That's a very good idea, actually. Let's copy that." Yeah. And now it's something now that is mainstream to have a podcast.
Yeah,
very mainstream. Yeah. And then there's little old me over here, just being part of the fun.
It's good fun. It's cool to have someone who's started a podcast.
It's cool. Well, I always thought that. I mean, my thing before it was, I saw the people that I listened to. I was like, they're really interesting people. They have all these fascinating scientists and divers and Olympic fighters and UFC contenders and stuff on it. And I thought, wow, they know all these interesting people. And then I was like, I know a lot of interesting people. Yeah. Let's chat to them. There you are. It's a man who builds drones. There you go.
And me.
You're a very interesting person, Henry. Well, and as the audience will well know, because by the time this is out, the debate will have been out, and the one from me and you last week would have been out as well.
Oh, yeah. Cool. How often do you release them weekly?
Yeah, so every Wednesday I release them, but I record them as and when I can. So I've got one. So I did one with Jake in September. So that came out yesterday. And I've got 2 more ready to go, and then not including this one, I've got 3 I need to edit and put together, and then they can be good. So I've got
cool.
After this, there'll be 6 that I can release. So I do it every week, but I'm trying to just build a nice catalogue for it, so I can then just release it automatically as it go along.
How long does it take you to edit them?
Depends what it is. If it's like this, for actual work from me, 20 minutes, half an hour, and then when it syncs,
set it running.
Yeah, and then when it syncs all together, the computer will take like 2 hours or whatever. The ones that are really fiddly are the ones I did last week. The one I did 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Because they're remote. Yeah. I've got to get the video, which you kindly dropped off. Thank you for that. And then B, I've got to fiddle around with my software and move it so I either switch from camera to camera. Yeah. Which I haven't tried yet, or I've got to try and move them so side by side.
Yeah. And then I guess there's other times I annoyingly pause my camera.
Yes, you forgot to mention that. It was only.
I'd mentioned I was pausing it, didn't I?
No, you mentioned it in the podcast. I'd forgotten. Oh, okay. And so I was just like,
why has it gone out?
The first third is fine, and then the rest of it's just nonsense. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh yeah. So I've manually gone through all of it and clipped it, and just pushed it all down. So the audio is perfect now, so it's all good.
Good. Apologies for that.
No, it's fine, mate. It's all good. It's a learning experience. It's a learning experience because even though this will be
giving you something to do while you were locked down and.
Mate, I need to stop at some point. It's so damn frustrating sometimes having to do the video side by side. Yeah. Like it worked the first time I did it, and then every single time since it's just been a pain in the ass, and I don't know why.
Should have got me to do some sync claps.
That's fine. It's just.
Well, if I do one each time I unpause the video.
Oh right. Yeah, no.
Just look for the clap.
No, that's not the problem. That's fine. It's actually it's the physical moving of the video from left to right. I'll show you afterwards because it's just a pain in the arse. Because I'm actually working on R1. At the minute it's just bloody annoying. But beyond that, it's all good. Oh man. So me and Henry have planning on working on a separate project besides the one that's already been proposed today. We'll try and talk in as vague a settings possible so people don't know what we're up to as of yet. Where did you get the idea from anyway?
The idea just came out of what was it? We were talking about this podcast, I think.
Actually, no, sorry. This will be out by then, so we'll stop about it. Yeah.
I might look up the conversation. I can't really remember what the. It just came to me like jokingly as I arrived in Frankfurt Station, and.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were in Germany that time.
I can't remember what the thing was, but should I just come out and talk about it, or?
Yeah, it'll be out by. We'll make sure at least one is out by now, so we'll do it.
So it's just sort of. Oh no, you mentioned my voice, and I horrendously disagreed with you saying that the quality of my voice was nice to listen to.
It is,
but
it's lovely. It's very dulcet.
And then we started joking about like I think you said, you could read me a bedtime story or something, jokingly.
Yeah.
And I was like, bedtime story podcast.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it.
And and then it was just a sort of little thing that popped into my head to have whoever's reading the bedtime story make a drink for whoever's not. But yeah, it could sort of turn into anything, I guess.
No, it's a good idea. I like it. It's just a bit of a spin. Like I've got another format. Me and you should do at some point. I've got another one with a guy I know, Josh. There's too many Joshes in the world. It's a different Josh. But we did it while driving.
Okay.
So it's like the carpool karaoke thing, but you're just chatting.
Okay.
And that worked out actually really well. That was cool. So that's check it out on my channel, Harping on Josh Reardon. Everyone, I don't know, number 17 or whatever. But it was really good because you had like him driving it and then me as like a miniature tripod just glued onto the dashboard.
Yeah.
I had all of this, so I was like sat there balanced with all of this. Like don't want to drop anything. But no, it worked out really well. I think it's just providing something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because you've got like obviously you've got the giants who are doing all the big ones, the big studios and stuff, and not really have the studio as of yet.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing I'm like. I guess it's probably quite a personal sort of thing from person to person, but I'm never sure whether what people want more is something completely new and like exciting, or something that they know very well that they find very comfortable. And it's sort of, or is it a balance? I guess it's a sort of depends person to person.
Yeah, it depends person to person, and I think it's a balance for each person as well. Like some things I listen to, and because it actually teaches me stuff, I'll listen to doctors or physicists or whatever, or economists. Lately, been actually very interesting. Or I'll listen to just people who are just clearly just mates, just chatting shit. And so that's for the last 3 weeks. I've listened to this one called Bad Friends. And these two comedians, they just rip the shit out of each other all the time. It's so
They've got enough content to just constantly make more.
So good. And I'm just like laughing because like one of them is this little Korean guy, and one of them is this really tall ginger. So yeah, you can work out what kind of slurs they throw at each other. It's so funny. But because they're mates, what does it matter?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like that's just really. That's really nice because it's just funny, and it's just, you know, I don't have to worry my brain. It's just people just chatting shit, just like mates is cool because you sit in and their conversations.
Yeah. I never really sort of got into listening to that many different podcasts. The only podcast I've ever really listened to was one from like sort of 2011 sort of era of it's called the Adam and Joe Show.
Okay.
It's a BBC podcast. Well, it wasn't originally a BBC podcast. I think they were also on maybe XFM, but it's just guys being really dumb. It's Joe Cornish, the director. I think he did something with Ant-Man.
Oh, cool.
Attack the Block.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Awesome.
He's the director of that.
Nice. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's him, and Adam Buxton is on. He's a comedian. He's on like Channel 4 sometimes. And
cool.
Yeah, it's just them being really stupid and playing music in between.
What do you mean by being really stupid?
They just make stupid noises and like just go off on random tangents.
I'm on board for that.
It's pretty good laugh.
Yeah, I like that. That is very cool.
They have this thing of thinking that that Blind Date is presented by the Queen, because they think the Queen sounds like the person that presents Blind Date. So it is actually just the Queen in their heads.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's sort of weird.
Like, not gonna disagree with them for that, you know.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, why not? Why not? That's what they believe. Yeah, that is quite cool. I don't know. Do you listen to many now?
Just never really find. I just thought I prefer to listen to sort of random mixes of music. And,
cool.
Yeah, been listening to just house mixes lately.
What made you want to do this with me then? If you're not a big listener yourself,
I find the concept of recording a podcast like way more interesting than listening to one myself.
Okay.
I don't know. That's kind of most of my hobbies are driven by like creating something. So if there's some form of output of something I'm doing, then I quite enjoy it.
I'm on board for that. Yeah, but I can't hold a candle to you. This is a man who cuts down his own trees and then makes stuff out of it himself. No, don't disagree with me. Don't disagree with me. But for those who can't see, but I made that bookcase by myself for IKEA. Don't mean to brag, but put together. That's it. Be impressed.
I am.
There you go. See.
I've not put a bookcase together.
You've no idea how long I've been waiting to tell you about that. It was touched on briefly last time, but tell people what you've been making recently.
What have I been making? I made some little pair of kitchen stools.
Cool.
Was it like a tea box? No, like a like to sit on while you like sort of mini benches.
Yeah, cool.
Tea box, and I can't remember what else I've made. I'm in the middle of making a bedside cabinet. That one's difficult because drawers are hard. You get drawers wrong, then you've just made a big block of wood.
I was gonna say
with a compartment that you can't open.
So how have you done it? Have you put runners on them, or
there's no runners in there at the moment, but it's kind of runners in that it's some wood underneath the drawer that the drawer can't fall off of.
Cool. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going alright, but it's a little bit wobbly. But so is most of life. That sounds much darker than I meant it to.
No, it's poignant. I liked it. It's very good. Life is like a wobbly draw.
Life is like a wobbly draw. There we go.
I like that
little mantra.
Well, you heard it. You've heard it first here, folks. Life is like a wobbly draw. 22nd of October at 7 minutes past 7. Very well done, Henry Penton.
Well, yeah. It's a moment of realization for myself there.
Would you like to extrapolate as to why life's like a wobbly draw, please, Henry?
Honestly, just came out. I don't know why.
It's a good one. I like that.
You try and open it and get something out of life, and then the drawer comes out and everything falls on the floor.
Oh shit!
This is getting really dark. I'm just trying to.
No, keep.
I'm just trying to.
We're here now. We've got to.
I'm digging a hole.
No,
with the drawer.
Maybe the case we've got to justify that. Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. No, you got that. You can say it's always something unexpected in it.
Yeah.
Something.
I mean, I tend to find when I put things in a drawer that they tend to be the things that are still in the drawer when I open it.
Come on, let me have that one. I was going to say it like one of those stereotypical man drawers where it's just full of random shit. Yeah, that's where I was going.
I should end up with some like random dead batteries from 2003.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Specifically 2003 was a good year for batteries, was it?
The best.
Do batteries lose their charge over time, or do they just do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
I spent a year and a half of my life building batteries, and I know far too much about them. And I bore even myself with my knowledge of batteries.
Wait, what are you talking about? What? Why? How do you know some? Why do you know so much about
I
batteries?
used to build drone batteries. Well, I didn't build them myself, but I had to know a lot about them for the drones I was making.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, fair play.
So, that's off. And there's a incredibly dull sort of mine of information.
Well, let's ignore the dull batteries for now. Let's move on to the fun part, which is the drones. So what exactly were you doing? Because the only thing I know of you building drones was whenever we go camping, you bring one.
Yeah, well, so those are my little racing drones. So they're sort of 5-inch drones, and I think my fastest one was like sort of 80-mile-an-hour drone.
That's cool.
But the ones I was making at work were sort of much more for sort of lifting 20 kilos up to sort of human weight, and trying to chop my arm off while they did it.
Well, it's got to be done.
Yeah.
That was. I remember the last time we did go camping, and you had your drone with you, and you gave us this headset.
Oh yeah.
So we could have the camera attached to it. It's so eerie. Bring it down to us looking at yourself.
Yeah. It's really the really weird bit is if you give the headset to someone else and then you try and do like so. There's two types of flying, which is FPV flying and line of sight flying. So line of sight is just you looking at the drone, and obviously if you turn the drone, it's like, well, I've got to like invert all of my movements that way. Yeah. And if you give someone else the goggles, obviously you have to fly line of sight unless you have your own pair of goggles as well. So I'm sort of very gingerly just flying forwards and backwards, like because I'm terrible at flying that way.
Okay.
And
just from line of sight.
Yeah. And then I put the goggles on, I can sort of zip around because
it makes sense. Yeah.
You don't have to constantly rework out which way you're facing.
Yeah.
There are some people who can just look at the drone and go, yeah, I know which way it's facing. They're just really good at it.
Yeah, so I guess it's just a spatial awareness kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a bit confusing, but yeah, sort of once you get the hang of it, I guess it's probably much easier.
Well, what were you doing with them? Were you doing it just as like fun, or were you actually doing it as a job?
Which the big ones?
Either.
The big ones was for a job. They were for all sorts of different things. Just sort of, I was a development engineer, so sort of working on the newer projects, and then they would get passed on to people to build sort of production versions of them.
So were they just like the same designs as yours but bigger, or
no same? So I would usually build the first one of the drone, and then if everything like work out all the kinks, fix it, maybe build a second one, and to sort of check that all the fixes worked, and then the third one and fourth one and fifth one would be built by the production team.
And what were they typically used for?
Just sort of military use, I guess you could use them for.
Okay.
Or like just lifting big boxes of whatever.
Yeah.
I think they sold to anyone. So
because there's the mixture of like two different types of drones. You've got like the ones that obviously you used, and then you got fucking predator drone. So it's just that's the
Well, I was part of the reason I got out of it. As a sort of every time I mention I build drones, people go like, "Oh, did you build them for like, the ones that kill people?" And I was like,
no,
but I don't want to think of it like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, but they were about the sort of the main one we were building was probably about the size of this desk.
Whoa, that is big.
The one I was working on last was probably just shy of the length of this room.
Holy shit!
Maybe a bit shorter actually. It was
just like the size of a car.
Yeah.
Bloody hell!
That was the batteries were like 40 kilos each. There were two of them.
What? What were they? Car batteries?
Well, they were made out of they were lithium-ion batteries. Most drone batteries are lithium-ion batteries. And yeah, that one was.
So the drone itself weighed more than 80 kilos.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
What the fuck?
That was probably in the region of 110 kilos.
Jesus Christ! And what was that going to be lifting?
Humans was the idea. Eventually,
Oh fuck!
we didn't lift a human while I was there. I don't know.
How shocked I was. My glass was shocked.
I
Really?
don't know if they've lifted a human with it since, but I was working on it when it was in its development phases. So just putting big weights on the bottom, and
Are you allowed to talk about this?
I'm pretty sure they posted a video about it.
Alright, fine, cool.
I will check. And
No,
I'll
no,
let
no.
you know.
No, it's just so surprising. I didn't realize that drones for like actually carrying stuff had got to that level. I thought they were just like Amazon parcel level. So I thought.
Oh no, there's a video on YouTube of not with big motors, but there's a video on YouTube of a guy with loads of little motors built a Pentacontacoitocopter.
Bless you.
Which is 56 motors, 56 little motors. So you've got all of the thrust by adding up just a ton
volume,
of them. Yeah, which is actually way safer because if one of them fails, you don't actually lose that much thrust in
you got loads
in
of them,
comparison.
Yeah.
There's quite a few videos of people making ones that lift themselves. They're really dangerous.
I can imagine.
Jetpacks are the way to go.
Was the water powered ones
the
or
water powered ones? I love them.
Well, the minute you can't use them outside of water yet, they can.
Yeah. Just like, you've got like a backpack with some water in it.
Yeah.
And it's
damn. Yeah, you'd get one good. You'd be able to get from the floor to a 2-story building, and then you're done. Yeah.
Not quite high enough to open a parachute.
No. The water ones do look like fun because if worst comes to worst, you just fall in the water.
Yeah. Supposedly it's like sort of really difficult to get the hang of. Then once you do it once, it's sort of actually quite easy to sort of balance. But yeah, I would love to.
That is like fun. But that kind of shit, I can imagine being like difficult to learn, like a Segway is.
I've never been on a Segway. Never thought of that.
I've done a hoverboard.
Yeah.
That's all I've done. Because Josh had one.
Yeah.
But he had two actually.
Yeah.
What did they get banned, or were they just like you're not allowed to use them in certain places or something?
I think the problem with some of the places is that they kept catching fire.
What?
Because the batteries in them were like essentially pulled a Galaxy Note on people and started like just exploding in their pockets.
That's actually quite funny.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if that was the case, but I seem to recall something about them catching fire occasionally.
Well, I mean, obviously it's not funny if you're the one that's catching fire too, but before then it's pretty funny.
I don't remember it being red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
probably coldness. I think they had that with some of the iPhones did as well, because they just randomly just heat up too much and just go.
Yeah. We're back onto the boring topic of batteries. You just can't escape from it.
Well, let's go another way. Favorite type of ham? What's your preference?
Brunswick.
Brunswick.
No. Probably gammon.
Oh, we do. Oh, good shout. Yeah, I forget gammon gets classed as ham. Was bacon a type of ham?
I wouldn't. I don't know.
I like how this is actually. I'm such an idiot for suggesting this.
Gammon, egg, and
Sorry,
chips
everyone.
from a pub lunch.
That is good.
Yeah.
That is good. I was a bit circumspect with people. I don't really trust when other people make eggs. Unless it's scrambled eggs, I can't trust anywhere else to make an egg.
What do you look for in your egg?
I don't know. They just can't get it. In my experience, they've never really got it right. Like a scrambled egg is usually like, yeah, you nailed it. But other ones just like it's either a little bit too runny or a little bit too rubbery. Or
you're a sunny side up kind of guy.
Well, I'm not American for a start, so fuck off with that terminology.
Are you a unflipped egg kind of guy?
No, flip it.
Flip it.
Flip it. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
I've just got Michael Jackson stuck in my head saying flip it, man.
See, you could combine Michael Jackson with Flipper the Dolphin and see what happens.
Flip of the dolphin.
Flipper.
Oh, Flipper the dolphin. That's not ringing any bells for me.
It's either a dolphin or a killer whale. No, killer whale is Free Willy, so Flipper is a dolphin, yeah.
Flipper the dolphin, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like it's like a mascot for like an NFL team or something.
Oh, okay.
That's a weird name for an NFL team. That's something Dolphin. The Miami Dolphins or something?
Oh,
I don't know.
like that.
How is it? Surely you would call yourself a name like you've got the Spartans, the Titans, the Steelers for some reason. I don't know why. Just admitting you've stolen shit. Yeah. Surely you'd want to choose something that would make people go, "Oh shit!" That it's actually an intimidating name.
Yeah.
But they go for Dolphins. You're like,
maybe it's gain people's trust. They think they're, going to be rubbish out of water and actually really good.
they do some really. They got some. got some very silly names like the Washington R words, which we can't say anymore.
Yeah, didn't know that.
The Redskins.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not correct to say that anymore. I don't actually know what I think they've changed their name now.
Oh, okay. What I've found really entertaining is like English football teams that have a really shit mascot. Like I think there was one that was like a dude dressed up as a combi boiler.
What?
He just you get the lineup and then just this dude as a combi boiler.
A boiler?
Yeah, I think it was a combi boiler. I can't remember. Just like there's some amazing mascots out there that just.
Well, it is. It's a sign of. I can't even do it. Nah, that is so fucking strange, isn't it? Mascots, beavers, those kind of weird. No, those kind of weird. Like just. What's the word I'm looking for? These apathetic creatures. They are just like they just exist. Like if you're like, oh, we're an otter. You're like, well done.
Cool, go for it.
What are you gonna do? Build us a dam or something? What are you gonna do? With like your bears, you're like, yeah, bears. Or you got the Chicago Blackhawks or something. You're like, nah, that's cool. It's a cool name.
Yeah.
If you would have in any sort of game or any team, if you had a mascot, what mascot would it be?
Probably a penguin.
There we go, proving my point again. Why a penguin?
I know penguins are awesome.
Yeah, but the whole point of you, it's not like a national animal like you have a unicorn for Scotland. Is you have a
any mascot,
so you're going to be in a team. You need to win. You need to have something that looks cool and also will instill fear in the other team. So you're going to win.
Fear.
It's a win. Well, that's the whole point of a mascot, isn't it? It's not to be like all friends with everyone.
Like the Nukes. Of course,
You have a nuclear
the Newcastle Nukes or something.
Just some dude turns up in a radiation suit. He's got the symbols all over him. Oh, that's a brilliant answer. I like that. Yeah. Newcastle Nukes. Nukes is a good one.
Yeah. Oh, you said instill fear.
That would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a guy in a biohazard outfit.
You should know not to expect sensible answers from me.
No, that's why I asked that's why I asked the questions, Henry. You think I'd have you here if I wanted sensible? I have other people to be sensible. You're not one of them.
I enjoyed Daft.
Daft is good. That's what you got to do, mate. Yeah. You have some fun with it. I mean, look, you're talking to me. The majority of my book collection is made up from sci-fi, so you know.
Yeah. I miss reading.
Read again, then, mate. I can give you a book.
I've got plenty of books to read.
I think I've actually got your Mythos. To be fair, actually,
you got my Mythos.
I think so.
That sounds like an interesting sentence.
I have your Mythos. Would you like to hear about the myth of your own life? It's been circulating around town.
I mean, you're gonna have to. I'd like you to. If there's a joke, I'd like you to now tell me what it is. You've got to invent it. If it.
There once was a brave man named Henry.
Why has this started out as a limerick?
Yeah. Okay. What to know? Where are you from in Ireland? Even that was poor by my standards. He made a lot of things for people. He made them cry. He made them want to jump into lakes to run away from him in fear. He also made furniture. And he made furniture so well he pleased the gods. They made him the immortal god of furniture building. And that is the myth of Henry. There you go.
That is a. I'll take it.
You are the Hephaestus of stool building.
I'll take it.
Obviously, it doesn't have to be Greek gods.
Yeah.
Could be Imhotep was really happy with you. I don't know.
He always is.
You don't really find that. You don't really find that from other. I could be ignorant of this, but I don't know any other mythology or religion where the gods, if you did well, they made you gods. They made you into a god. It's only the Greek that seemed to do it. Like the Romans didn't. They were like, "No, you stay where you are," kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Egyptians definitely not Christian.
Although the bit I really want to learn about is like a lot of the Roman gods are just the same as Greek gods but with different names.
Yeah.
I want to sort of learn more about the sort of transition period between Greek and Roman, because it's something like this obviously wasn't like overnight. Let's say.
Well, it would have been something to do with the rise of the Roman Empire. So they would have. I would assume that Greece would have been one of the first places they would have conquered. So they either went by boat and went straight to Greece, or they went up and round, go to it. They probably would have seen like all the statues and the iconography and be like, "I like this, but let's make it more specific." So they took, so for example, they took them and then made them their Roman names. So like Ares became Mars, but in Ares, the original Greek god, was just about fury and berserker rages and battle and bloodshed and gore and fire and murder and all that. And the Romans took him and made him about discipline and martial valor and heroism and strength. Same thing with Athena. She was the goddess of wisdom. And what was the other one for Greek? I don't think it was hunting, but it was wisdom. Then they made her Minerva for Roman, and she became more of a military style to it. So she was tactics and planning and strategy and logistics and all that sort of stuff. So the Romans ones, they took it all and made it more, well, in essence, more Roman. They made it more geared towards a specific function to make them better and in war. They did for all of them. It was all about the war and conquest and empire.
Saying logistics has just made me think she's had like a delivery company on the side.
Well, I'm sure for their Hermes first one was they would have called themselves Athena, but couldn't do that, unfortunately.
Trying to think whether there's a postal service with like a Roman helmet on it somewhere. I can't remember.
I don't know, because Hermes obviously took it because it was he was
a
messenger god. Yeah, he was also the god of medicine as well, which is where the caduceus came from, which was the entwined snakes around a staff. Was his symbol. Excuse me.
It's just sort of a fascinating world that you can never really get to the bottom of. There's always more.
And it's almost endless, because the sheer number of the deities, different offshoots of deities, the commingling of them with humans and creating humans and treating with titans and giants and gods who shouldn't be messed with, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And then it's all sort of been slightly sort of mystified by the amount of time since it was sort of, things that everyone knew. So, yeah.
Well, it's interesting that they could. So how would you class them, as a myth or a legend?
The definition usually about myth, because myth usually means religion is involved. Legend is a myth, but without a religious element.
Okay, because I would have thought that myth would have been it's just made up. I would have thought that legend would have been a mixture of myth and reality. So like Robin Hood's a legend, for example, as opposed to a myth.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there could have been someone like that. There probably was something similar like that, but then they just kind of changed a few bits, I'm sure.
I think the religious element has something to do with it, but I can't
Probably. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. And then you get into like fables and all sorts.
Good old Aesop, eh?
Yeah. Wearing some Aesop fragrance at the moment. Thank you for noticing.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know he'd branched out to fragrances.
Aesop's a massive company.
Aesop?
Aesop. Yeah. They make a Japanese fragrance. Well, not fragrance. Like hand soaps and all sorts. It's like you see like the fancy black bottles with like sort of printed label, loads of text on them. It's called Aesop. They make like super fruity hand gels and creams and all sorts. Yeah.
Don't know how I've never seen this, never heard of this.
They're very good, but also quite expensive.
Is it worth it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who don't. I mean, to be honest, a bottle of hand soap would cost you like sort of just shy of 30 quid, so pretty expensive.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
It's really nice, but not for. It's a sort of treat. It's not really a.
What, everyday hand soap?
Yeah.
Alright, mate, I need to piss. I'll be back in a sec.
Alright.
Don't know what's doing. It's not. Welcome back, everyone. I don't know what it's doing. It's not connected to the internet for some weird reason. I don't really need it. Get out of the way. Fuck off. That's better. You okay for drinks, mate?
Can I
Need
grab
anything
one
else?
of those beers?
Huh?
Can I grab one of those beers?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'm not gonna be able to drink all of them by myself. Well, and it would be unsafe to do so. Otherwise, you have to walk home again.
I've remembered something I can tell you about.
Go on.
So, have you seen my latest tattoo?
I haven't. Go on.
Well,
Oh, you got it done.
it's a pretty difficult thing to sort of do. From there.
Stand up and turn around. There you go. Oh, fair play, mate. Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. How long did that take?
Just more shock.
Yeah.
Literally only 20 minutes. Yeah. Sort of
Was that it?
in and out. Yeah.
Nice. Where'd you go to get done?
Angel in London.
As in the place, or that's what it's called?
Yeah. Angel Market.
Ah, cool. Fair play.
I think it's called Skunk's Tattoo, but it's just like a sort of place where they have different artists who have like a sort of residency there, I think.
How did you find that one?
I think one of my friends sent it to me on Instagram. She did those ones as well.
Because I know tattoos are very it's very personal to get done. Why did you choose that one out of anything local?
I was in that place
Mm.
because I'd seen some of her other work before, and she did these ones, which I like, but I'm not like massively fond of them. But like, I know they were done sort of. It was the meaning behind these is more sort of. I went and got a tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, actually, sort of interested to see what it'd be like, and then
Yeah.
I went for something that's more sort of her style of what she actually does, and then I've got something that's like really clean and So, but I never really sort of go for a tattoo for any reason because I tend to think unless it's a sort of like people get a tattoo for like someone who's passed away or something. That's fair enough. But like if you get like I don't know if you're particularly close to something. And then get a tattoo as a reason that you can always get unclose to that thing.
Yes.
So then you have something that's like. Whereas with this, I was like, I'll get a planet because I'm unlikely to ever hate planets. Fuck Mars.
Yeah. Jupiter all the way. Big gas cloud guy. That's me.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. Yeah, something I want to get more because I've got one on the back of my leg. But I definitely want to get more. I want to get that one like stylized more. Cause I think all I've got is just an outline. But I think I'm deciding I definitely want something that's more. I think detailed. Like filigree is the wrong word, but that's sort of. So it's like more sculpted.
Yeah.
So like I said, be more like an art piece as opposed to just like a symbol or something.
Yeah. Do you like things like filled in or more like outlines?
I don't know. I don't like block stuff. Like Richard's, for example. I think it looks awesome. But it wouldn't suit me to have stuff like that because his angular is the wrong word, but it's that kind of style. It's very thick. There's lots of shading and depth to it. Which I don't know. I reckon I could do it, but I don't know if it would suit me as much as something that would be like an art piece or something. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've got it in my mind what I like the look of, but I can't really describe it. What I like something. I'd probably get like a whole sleeve at some point. But I've got a plan for my left arm, so this one I'm not touching, because I've got a plan for that. But that will take me, I'll judge, probably about 10 years to put that together, and then we're gonna get it all done in one sitting.
One sitting?
Okay, fine, 4 or whatever. I'll book off like a week and then get it done.
You've just got like a tattoo artist. Just like, please, can I take a break?
I need like a hammock or like multiple slings just hang me from the ceiling, and then you could just do it what you want. It's fine.
I was more thinking about their arm. That just like,
I don't care about them.
You can just imagine it sort of getting like shitter and shitter as they go down. Like
they're getting paid. It's fine. Yeah, I wonder what the longest ever tattoo sitting was.
Oh God, something horrible.
It must be like a day. Must be.
I see like those horrendous ones of like giant faces on people's backs. It's like,
yeah, you can't be doing that.
I don't know. If it's what you want, fair enough. But like, I will never understand it.
For me is I think color as well. I think I don't. Some people it looks awesome. Like Joe's got a colored sleeve, and that looks cool. But I think again because it's something that I'd look at and then think, would I do it? And the answer is no, I wouldn't put color. But I think it's because I couldn't do color on my skin, probably.
Color also like fades over time.
Yeah, so you got to touch it or touch it up or just shade it again or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting world. It's a bit of a bug though. Definitely caught. My mum saw it and she was like, maybe stop there.
You're like, okay, maybe. Nah, not happening. Definitely not happening.
It's just like she wouldn't have even seen it if I hadn't shown it to her.
Yeah.
Right.
What made you get the placement there?
I don't know. Just felt like a good place to get it.
Yeah. No arguments.
You know, probably could have. I did sort of contemplate here, but there's a sort of like planetary constellation thing I want to get from another guy.
Oh, just stumbled onto my idea as well.
Yeah.
I want to get a back piece.
Yeah.
But again, that'll be in like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
Because initially my next one was going to be. Hey, you're doing
that's
that.
My shock.
That's your shock. Back piece. No, my initial plan was to have Atlas here holding up the world, and then I reminded myself of them. That's the mainstream idea, but it's wrong because it actually holds up the heavens.
Yeah. You could get the back of your hair like
no,
blue,
shut
dye
up,
it blue,
shut
and have
up,
him holding up the sky.
Shut up. Chatting shit now. No, I'm gonna have him. He's gonna take up the majority of my mid back, and then his arms are gonna be outstretched like this, and there's gonna be a big V, and it'll split to be like planets and constellations and stars and shit.
That's cool. Yeah.
Which could be very cool. I don't know whether to have it because I've seen this picture of like they've got all the planets in our solar system lined up in. I don't think it's size. I think it's just in placement, and then it culminates in the sun right at the top. I was thinking I'd either have it so it's dotted around, so I'd have like Saturn over here, and then I wouldn't have the sun, but Saturn and Jupiter and shit. Or if I do like that line going up, so I will follow the spine maybe.
Well, if you went for sort of dotted around, and you could always add more things later.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And it's just a sort of interesting one you can sort of play around with so much.
It's cool. It's real cool.
Yeah.
I remember there was this guy years ago. I thought wings would be really cool, but I don't know whether I put them. Because I've seen people have wings like on their arms. As a joke, I was like, I should get wings on my ankles. But I was like, I need to be able to run really fast if I'm going to do that. Otherwise, if I can't run very good, then it's going to be really shit. Like fucking wings on my feet. Can you run? Nah. I'll be like a fat guy with wings on my feet. But I remember seeing there was this. I've seen a couple of sleeve ones, and they're quite cool.
Yeah.
But there was this dude at the gym, and he had wings on his back. And as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh, that looks shit. But this dude was huge. Like his back was like a door. Like, it was so big.
Yeah.
And I was like, that actually suits you because it filled the whole back. I was like, that makes sense because you're a massive guy.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of getting like, I don't know, something like a dragon or something somewhere.
That'd be cool.
Pretty cool, but I don't know. think my style of tattoo I normally go for is, I think people would probably classify it as slightly more feminine, sort of by sort of stereotypical standards, but sort of, yeah, whatever.
So would you go dragon or T-Rex? Because I know you're flicking between T-Rex.
I'd go for T-Rex as well.
Yeah,
T-Rex
that would be cool.
I like the sort of polygon one.
Yeah. Remember you showing me? Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, but maybe I don't know. Maybe not a T-Rex, but I like that idea of sort of half the sort of skeleton underneath, but as a polygon sort of thing, and half some, I don't know, ridiculous creature.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that certainly work.
Maybe something like a megalodon. I don't have enough room.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about a shark. Yeah, I don't know about a shark for that. You do want some kind of animal. Like, you've seen Jake's shoulder, right?
Don't think so.
He's got a bear's head.
Oh,
up here.
maybe once.
Yeah,
I can't remember it. But...
yeah, and he's got a big one up here, which is quite cool.
Speaking of Jaws, well, you mentioned sharks. I saw a pretty great T-shirt the other day. It was the Jaws poster, but it was a turtle swimming, and then it was Jaws but made out of straws. And it was called. It just said straws.
Oh my
god! For this turtle.
Oh my! What all the straws were?
Yeah.
Fucking hell!
I want it.
That's an incredible poster, the Jaws one, isn't it?
Yeah, I've still never seen Jaws.
It's a good film.
Or The Teeth of the Sea, as the French call it.
Oh, how do you say that in French?
Les dents à la mer, I think.
I see where we get dentists from. I don't know. I just love films with like giant monsters in. Like the Godzilla's great, Pacific Rim great.
But like I think it was Jaws that it was the shark's animatronic and broke down so often. That's why it's in the movie, not very much apparently.
Oh, okay.
Because it just kept breaking because it kept putting it in water.
It is. It's a very clever device though, because it's like if you have that, because it's, I guess it's a horror film, but it's not. It's not even remotely
a thriller sort of.
Yeah, it's not. It's because of the nature of what it is. It's not remotely dark enough to be a horror film. Like because you couldn't film it otherwise. If it was like at night, you'd be like, I can't see the shark. But that's what's clever about it is that what you don't see is scarier than what you actually see.
Yeah.
Do you remember us? This must be 11 years ago now. Going on the bus to Germany, watching Dog Soldiers.
I remember you guys sitting at the back watching Dog Soldiers. I think I was like a couple of rows in front of you and just occasionally heard you guys going, ah! It
was terrifying until you saw them and you were like, oh, it's just guys in suits. You're like, okay, fine.
That was a fun trip.
That was very good fun. I was just amazed. Like first of all, the food was awesome. Loved the food. Food was great. They were just a crazy bunch of people. But I was just amazed at how early the day started. I just remember getting up and just being like, "Wah."
I have to be at school for 8.
Yeah. It was earlier than that, wasn't it? All right. Well,
but they all got up. They all live in like villages, like 30 minutes away. So
yeah, I was in the village. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So I was going, what the fuck?
Yeah. I just remember going out to a random clearing in the forest with Jake, Dan, and I think it was just Jake and Dan.
Yeah, and then you had
exchanges.
Jake's exchange was Marcus. Yeah, Dan was Jens.
Jens, yeah. And mine was, I guess mine would have been Dominic.
Yeah.
And they got really drunk, and Jens took Marcus's air rifle and started shooting Jake in the ankles and going, "Dance, Rummy, dance!" It was just sort of like, this is how it started. Now, at the time, we were just like, "What the fuck?"
This is how it started. When Jens was doing it.
Yeah.
Oh fucking hell! Because to me, he just seemed like a German Dan. Like they were so similar.
Yeah, similar hair.
Yeah, similar build kind of thing. Well, to be fair, they were all fucking tall. So.
Good times.
It was good fun. The family I was with, they were really, really like generous. And they were like, yeah, you can have. We've got like, this cupboard full of food just for you, kind of thing. It was a really tall house. They were like, you've got this whole floor to yourself, kind of thing. They didn't say it. Pascal said it because none of his family spoke English.
Yeah.
They were like, we've got all these drinks to help yourself. We're in like the cellar, however you want, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They were so nice. They were really, really nice. I was especially fond of this drink, which was like I can't remember to the life of me what it was called, but it was like Coke plus orange.
Orange Coke, it's Mezzo Mix.
Yeah, it was
Either Mezzo Mix or Spätzle, I think. Oh no, that's the noodle dish. I can't remember. One of them's a noodle dish.
Okay, but it was that, and it was so nice. But I drank too much of it, and it really fucked up my insides. I remember it was like 6 days in, and I was like, I'm going to die. Like, it hurt so bad. And
everything in Germany's carbonated.
I was like, it's so painful, and it was all I'm gonna say is it was a good thing they gave me my own floor.
Yeah.
Because I went to the toilet and had one of the worst shits of my life in a foreign land in someone else's house. I just felt so bad. Like because I was there for a good 40 minutes. Like it was only because I was in so much pain. I was so constipated. I was like, it's just so unpleasant. I was like, I'm not. And the next day I was drinking it again. I was like, it's so good. It's so tasty.
You ever seen the episode of Futurama where Fry can't stop drinking Slurm? It's just so good.
Yeah. We do it in IT Crowd as well, where he's got that Coke knockoff called Cuke. He's like, yes, I love Cuke. It's heaven in a can. And he smiles. He's got like brown teeth. he's just knocking them all back.
I'll bring back some Mezzo Mix next time I go.
Oh, don't you monster! If you do go, can you bring me back those wafer biscuits that's got the thick layer of chocolate in the middle?
Oh,
it's got like a
pickups.
Yeah, it's got like a.
You can buy pickups in this country now.
Can you?
Yeah.
It's got a woman on the front with like she's like like a pirate. She's got a sword and a cap.
Can't say I remember that. But,
okay.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, they were good. I remember having Wiener Schnitzel there. I was very, very impressed with that.
Yeah?
Yeah, proper one. It was good.
I went to a restaurant in Nuremberg that was it was sort of this big, I don't know, like probably a little bit bigger than your bed, like a big round table that had rails that go around it, and you have a computer that like slides around.
Okay.
And you order your food, and you have like a card that it tops it all up on. And you give the card in at the end and pay. But you order your food, and then it'll say, "Oh, accepted by the kitchen." And then up at the very top, there was like the kitchen with like, I don't know, 10 or 11 sets of rails to all the different tables, and they would put the food in a little saucepan and sit it in these little things and slide it down the rails to your table, and everyone has a colour. So, like, if you're at position 6, your colour is green, and you see the green thing come around on the rails, and that's your food, and it slides around to you.
Whoa!
It was so cool. They're shut down now, but
that's how that's going to end real badly.
Like, you I want to just. I'm not hungry, but I want more food because I want to see it come down on the rails.
That is cool.
Especially as like a sort of 15-year-old, you're like, this is so cool. And like, just occasionally through the evening, they put sparklers in someone's like schnitzel.
What the fuck?
It was great.
That's a very chitty bang bang kind of move right there.
Yeah.
That is cool. I like that. It's very cool.
But, yeah. The name of the restaurant actually reminds me of something else, which is the German word for a digger is bagger, which just the connection there is the name of the restaurant. But my neighbour was teaching his kid. He was like his little kid was like 3, and he was constantly saying like bugger around his kid, and he was justifying it by saying, "Don't worry, it's the German word for digger." I've told him that it's okay. He's not swearing. I was like, "It's not bugger, it's bag." He was like, "Shit."
Oh no! Oh, so he didn't know.
He'd like just been teaching his kids swear words.
Oh
that he thought weren't swear words in other languages.
Well, my dad was saying that because he worked for a company over in Germany for a while, and they do that to each other. They teach each other swear words and be like, "Oh yeah, it means like computer or whatever." So they'd be in like office meetings.
I think it was the second time I went. The phrase that means like I have no idea is "Ich habe keine Ahnung," and I went around saying "Ich habe keine Augen," which means I have no eyes. So I was like walking into a shop, and just like someone was like asking him like, "Do you want a receipt?" And I didn't understand, so I went, "I have no eyes." Like, just the amount of weird looks I got, and then someone was like, "You know what you're saying, right?"
I was for the first, and this is literally like the first week. It wasn't until the last couple of days. No, more than the first week. It wasn't until the last couple of days of our exchange. Whenever we leave in the morning, my exchange would say to his mum, "Bye" in German, and I was trying to copy him. Hang on. I kept going. Can't do it. Oh god, it's not gonna be worth the payoff. I kept going. Schloss,
Castle.
He's literally funny. Who wouldn't say anything. And you just smile and move on. I was like, oh, okay, he likes what I'm trying. And then I heard everyone else saying it, and I was like, oh fuck, I've been saying. Going to school by going, castle. Oh god. Oh man.
Love it.
Okay. Imagine you were just at home and some kid from another country is going to do every morning. Castle as he walks out the door. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? Oh,
good times.
Fucking hell. Oh.
I just find it quite entertaining that like you can just sort of be so literal and just like I think you like a lot of the weird looks come from like English people saying stuff in like they try and literally translate everything.
Yeah.
And like you go for the sort of simplest form of things, and so I was like in a subway, and like ordinarily when the drinks machine like is working, you'd be like, oh sorry, do you know your drinks machine's not working? But in German it was like, Entschuldigung, die Maschine ist kaputt. It's just like am I just being like really aggressive?
That's very aggressive.
Is this what someone else in German would say?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. You ever seen that video of like words in different languages, and it's one dude like saying like dressing up in all these different things.
I think very briefly, I think I've.
And then he gestures up at German at the end and like shouts. It was like butterfly and Verfalle, and then he gets to German. It's Schmetterling. It's just
that's very good.
You can just make anything sound angry.
That's very good. I like that.
Krankenwagen.
That is good. It was you ever see a Trevor Noah bit at Live at the Apollo?
I don't think so.
He did one where he was like, I was teaching myself German. I was listening to the audio stuff because I couldn't read it. I couldn't someone teach me how to listen to it. I just drilled it months and months and months. Now it wasn't until later on I was speaking to some of my German friends, and I'd accidentally downloaded a few of Hitler's speeches. And so he's like I was coming across as a bit Hitlerish. You know, some of his nuances, not some of his philosophies. And so he'd be like, he went into like a little shop, and this woman was like, "Guten Tag, kann ich Ihnen helfen?" And he was like, confidence. He was like, "Guten Tag." he's just like, he's just, "Zwei Pepsi Cola bitte." And she's like, he's just yelling at this woman.
That's a little bit more than nuance.
Oh man,
I like Trevor Noah.
Oh, he's good. He's very funny.
I've seen his "Would I Lie to You" thing where it's true, but he used to call people up on the phone and pretend to be Nelson Mandela.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. Nelson Mandela had a slightly tricky accent though, because it was South African with a weird twist to it.
Yeah.
Almost like an Oriental twist to it.
Yeah. Sort of reminds me of old like Harry and Paul sketches. I think it was Harry and Paul.
Oh, the Crackerbiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Harry and Paul. Yeah.
Crackerbiss.
Nelson Mandela Crackerbiss.
What was the other one?
Oh, wait, he was always on the cliffs.
Alka-Pops.
He was always on the cliffs of Dover for some reason. And it was just some kind of difference, like falling off the edge. Oh, fuck me, that was good. Man, that was very good. Right, we're looking good. We're coming up to... That's nearly an hour and a half. Right, I think we should get on with our other project.
Yeah.
Right, Henry, it's been a pleasure. I did not expect to laugh that hard.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
I didn't expect to talk about Mezzomix messing up your insides.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we'll carry on the theme, and to the audience at home, we'll say Schloss.
Schloss,
Or
indeed.
Castle.